for Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat 1. I'm going to be going over combos with multiple cameos, tech with multiple cameos, and some other general tips and tricks so you can win more often with this character. Let's start off by going over the cameo picks before we even go into training mode. Darius is really good, offers a lot of damage, and can be used for a mix-up mind game using Omni-Man's forward 3 and the Darius overhead, which only costs half the cameo gauge. Next up we have Scorpion. Scorpion can be used for Omni-Man's most advanced combos. 99% of you won't be able to perform the combos, but if you're a high level player, you want to choose this cameo even if it's just for fun in casuals or against your friends offline. I'm not going to go over Sub-Zero in training mode, but you don't have a full screen projectile. However, you do have a teleport. You could use Sub-Zero in some matchups, kind of like against a Sindel or a Liu Kang. That way you can play your space a bit more. Kung Lao, by far Omni-Man's most competitive cameo, but let's be real, what main character doesn't excel with Kung Lao? Kung Lao offers high damage combos, offers more plus frames to play into Omni-Man's 1-2 plus frames, and allows extra conversion routes using Omni-Man's back forward 4 combo extender, which leads to Omni-Man's highest damage. Goro can keep you safe on pretty much everything you do and give you plus frames, as well as Goro can extend combos similarly to Scorpion, except he's not going to be quite as good when you're doing those super long, like expert level combos. So he's a solid pick, he works just like Scorpion, and honestly offers you slightly even better frames, and gives you an unblockable, which I'll show you, which is this unblockable setup that is nuts. Frost we're not going to go over. Frost is decent because Omni-Man gets an overhead in the 2-2-2 string, so you could do 2 into low Frost. That one's pretty basic. It's just a mix-up if you prefer to have a mix-up that combo starts. Alright, now that we're in training mode, I'm going to start by just going over the little tech for some of the cameos I mentioned before we get into the real meat of it with the 3 main cameos I would recommend. Frost is really basic. 2-2-2 is high overhead high. So instead, you're just going to come here and mix it up like that. Really, really basic. That's all we need to discuss for Frost. Goro can do a lot of the stuff Scorpion can just like that. I didn't convert on it that time, but you can use the entirety of Omni-Man strings just like that you normally couldn't combo off of. It works with 2-2-2 as well. Just like that. You might need to spend the bar just to get that to instantly come out, but it's an option for you. It works the exact same way Scorpion does, and yeah, he keeps you safe. If you ever do something dumb like this that's super punishable, you can call in Goro. But yeah, you're still at risk because Goro hits high right there. Now, aside from the things that were pretty obvious about Goro that he does for every character, he gives Omni-Man this unblockable setup using the stomp. As you can see, it hits for 9% unblockable. It's a really hard conversion, so it's gonna seem cheap, but the timing is really, really tight. Just like that, you're basically grabbing him out of the unblockable stomp. And look at that basic combo. I did 39%. Imagine if I spent any bar. That's wild. That's absolutely nuts. Here's a clip from Sparks on Twitter showing the true power of what Goro could do setup wise if you got the timing perfect every time. Next we've got Darius, who obviously gets this mix-up right here. You can change the timing to make the overhead hit first, the low hit first. It's a complete mind game on the opponent, so it's going to be like that. It's crazy. It also gets a whole ton of damage when you do it. Say you set it up. You can even do this on block. I'm just showing you what it would look like even on hit. Right there, 37%. And that was just a basic combo. Nothing optimal about that at all. On top of that, Darius gives Omni-Man crazy damage, as you've already seen, but you do need the full cameo bar. I personally think in an online setting, it is always best to do this route right here. You could add even a stand 1 into that, but right here, it's 42%. If I spent a single bar with a second set of 2-2-2s in the air, I would have gotten more like 45, 46%. If you want to spend the bar at the beginning for a bit of extra damage, you can do this route. Just know, sometimes it drops. The opponent needs to be at the height of doing it. This is why I don't recommend it online all that much, but if you really get the muscle memory down, you can go for it. This is what it would look like. Right here, 480. So it does a bit more than the 46%. It's just if you want to go the optimal route, but personally using 3 bars on that combo, probably not worth it online, just go with the other one. Sonya is solely good for combos. She can consistently get like 41, 42%. And that's because of that right there. If this connects, you're gonna get pretty good damage and it's a route for you. I probably won't play Sonya, but I know some of you guys are big Sonya fans. And there's ways to actually extend that with a second Sonya usage. I probably wouldn't spend the second one because, again, you want to do that multiple times, you know, quickly if you open the opponent back up. It just raises the B&B combo damage up by like 3 or 4%. Now let's talk about Kung Lao Cameo. Kung Lao Cameo is going to be really helpful for you on block. You have this, which is unsafe on block you can do. You can kind of throw out a bunch of moves like this and cause mix-ups to happen. I mean, that's a strength for Kung Lao Cameo on every character. And, you know, the jump-in mixes as usual, especially in the corner. These are always dangerous. Like, the opponent does not know if the low or overhead will hit first. And if it's a really tight window, it's almost impossible to block. It also keeps up the pressure after this string, because then you can go into more plus frames. You can do all sorts of stuff. We love Kung Lao Cameo. On top of that, we're going to get into the advanced new combo tech soon, but if you're just still going for the BMBs, you can always commit this into Kung Lao. It's an OS. So always use Kung Lao after this string from Omni-Man, because if you do and it's blocked, you get to keep up your pressure. If not, you continue a full combo. Right there. And we do the same old, same old. Nice. All right, now that we've gone through the cameos and why I like each one of them for their own reasons, let's get into the new combo tech that involves this dive right here. This dive can actually pop up even when you're on the ground. It doesn't look like it, but it can. If the opponent is below Omni-Man's waistline, it will actually re-pop up even if the opponent is grounded. So if we went like this and immediately did our stand 3, we could not continue the combo. But if we go like this and super delay our stand 3, it relaunches. That's not the combo route, but yeah, it relaunches. So for Kung Lao, this gets really good for him because what you could do is stuff with this right here. And instead of going that route, which is gonna give you, you know, the average damage, you can do stuff like this instead. Remember, right there, that's an OS. So always throw it out and you could go. Oh, you see what I'm getting at? Already 26%. Whew. You could probably do something else, but if you want to be safe, you just go like that. And look at the damage. 42.5. That's much better than the normal B&B we would do just by picking this up with Lao. It would just be higher damage. Along with everything else Lao offers, that's the one route that is really good that only Lao will offer you. All the other cameos should be able to do the other ones I'm about to show you right now. So, you know Omni-Man's back 1. I tell you with Darius to go for this right here. Well, even without Darius, we have a new route. Just like that. Isn't it clean? And how much is it gonna do? 45%. And I don't have to waste a whole cameo bar like I was with Darius. So, how you're gonna do it. For this one, you wanna automatically hit 1-2 after you launch. That one, the first one, is supposed to whiff. So you go like this and immediately input the next string, and the rest falls up like a normal combo. I'm going to go ahead and run both the Kung Lao one and that one in slow motion right now with the button notation on screen. Now, a lot of people don't know what to do when it comes to Omni-Man Fatal Blow combos, and I'm not gonna lie. It can be a little tricky. I get confused just as well. Look at it right there. Look what it's gonna do. It's already at 43. Insane. 52%. So that's why it's going to become really important for you to learn this new combo. It's going to be tricky at first. We thought Omni-Man's combos were super basic, not hard at all. This will actually be pretty difficult for 80 to 90% of you to get the hang of, so just keep working on it because you get access to your highest damage combo route. Now this is going to be the easier high damage one just for you guys that don't want the extra 4%, which makes complete sense to me. Say we open them up with anything and we go like that. Just do this, straight up stand 3 into it, we'll skip to the end. It's going to do about 463, not too bad. If you use different buttons, you might get 48. It all depends. I think that is the mediocre level one. The easiest one would be to learn how to time it right here, except I don't think it's very consistent, like doing it right after that. I think adding the stand 3 for a bit of extra damage, like 5 or 6%, is great. Now let's talk about if you landed this in neutral, right? It wouldn't happen often, which is why I'm talking about it after, you know, everything else, because it's unlikely, especially at the high ranks. Good luck if you get this opportunity. But there are routes I recommend. We're just gonna go like this. This is the basic version. This is what I recommend just to practice to start. It's gonna do 45%, and that's off a full screen, meterless launching overhead. But this is where we're gonna talk more about Scorpion because it gets insane. Take a look at this clip from Storm Irma. It seems like Storm does a whole lot of combo type stuff, just short videos showing off really cool, really hard combos. This is the version I do of the Scorpion one. It's super advanced. You're gonna have to put in a whole lot of time to do it and to learn it. Woo! Just like that. Look at that. 1 bar spent. And just look how insane that is. There's a way to do it where eventually you knock him down for a second Scorpion launch. It goes farther and farther. This is reserved for the most advanced of players, so yeah, that's the simpler way you could do it, but obviously it gets absolutely insane. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you out. I'll catch you guys next time and see you later.